Here we have canter lengthening introduced in first level. We're doing this exercise on the long side, and on the short side we're bringing the horse back into working canter. The method that we're using is a little bit more outside leg to influence the outside hind leg of the horse, or the first beat of the canter. The first beat of the canter is the outside hind leg, and that's where the pushing power, the real thrust, comes from the first beat. So the rider needs to use a little bit more outside leg to influence that side of the horse's body. When we bring the horse back into working canter, we want to bring him back in slight shoulder fore. And at that moment, we're putting more weight on the inner hind. Watch in slow motion as the horse pushes off the outside hind leg, or the first beat. The second beat is the inside hind leg and the outside front leg, and the third beat is the inside front leg. When we come back here into working canter, the rider's asking the horse now to put more weight on the inside hind leg, or the second beat of the canter. So again, think of the method when you ask your horse to lengthen his frame, that it's a little more outside leg, pushing off the outside hind leg, and then putting weight on the inner hind. We have to work the sides of the horse's body separately for purposes of balance. Pushing off the outside, again here, the rider thinks about putting weight on the right hind or the inner hind and bringing the horse just a little shoulder forward. It's not a lot. And this transition is not a big transition. Remember, we're going from working canter to canter lengthening. So what we don't want is to go fast and then slow. We want to keep the jump or the energy of the canter throughout. So it's very important that the rider thinks about the beats of the canter. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now she asks the horse to cover ground. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But it shouldn't get faster. And then bringing him back into working canter. There he lost the rhythm a little bit. We'll try it again. So we really think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there he's better lengthening uphill, covering the ground equally throughout his body. And now the rider thinks shoulder forward, put weight on the left hind. And again, it's not a big transition. It's a small transition. So watch again. The outside hind leg starts to push more. It's really pushing off that outside hind leg or right hind of the horse's body, and then back into working canter. The exercise itself will make the horse's canter better, because by lengthening, there's more energy to put into the working canter. Here's a beautiful example of the horse really reaching throughout his body, covering ground. And you can really see the rider using her left rein, putting weight on the left hind, and that's plenty of transition there to finish on.